All right guys, event 2, I'm really excited about this one, but there are a lot of moving parts. We're actually gonna have 2 judges at each station. So each team is gonna have 2 judges since both athletes are gonna be moving at the same time. So you are going to be assigned a piece of equipment. You're either in charge of judging the sandbag work, or you're gonna be in charge of judging the thruster work. Let's go over the thruster first. So, partner A is going to start on the thruster, and the rep scheme is 15, 12, 9. So 15 double dumbbell thruster, and then he's gonna take those for a carry, and we'll talk about the carry in a second. So thruster is a full squat, breaking parallel, and then a lockout at the top. So we wanna make sure of a few things. One, they're squatting all the way, so it's not a partial squat all the way, and then up at the top, they're getting that hard lockout. What we don't wanna see is a partial squat, right, and a partial press. We're gonna see a lot of soft elbows up at the top, so just, you can even cue them and say lockout at the top, right? Now, once Josh has done 15 thrusters, then he's going to take those dumbbells for a carry. It is going to be across the arena. They're gonna have a cone that they have to run down and around, and they're gonna come back to their station. They can carry the dumbbells however they want, right? They carry them down by their side, their shoulders, overhead, whatever they want, they just need to carry them with them. When they get back to the mat, then they have a set of 12 thrusters, then they'll carry down and back, and then they have a set of 9 thrusters, carry down and back. As soon as they're done that last carry after the set of 9, partners are going to switch. Josh's job on the thruster at that point is done, and his job then is going to move to the sandbag. Now, while he's completing that thruster work, his partner is doing the sandbag work. The sandbag work is, instead of 15, 12, 9 for the thruster, the sandbag is going to be 9, 6, 3 with carry in between. For the sandbag, it is a shoulder or sandbag over the shoulder. They're not just picking it up, they have to throw it over the shoulder. So what do we want to see? Josh has got his 9 sandbags over the shoulder, right? The way that we are working this is that the majority of the sandbag has to go over the shoulder. It has to fall behind them before they can pick it up for their next rep. Now, what we don't want to see is them throwing it to the side, right? We want to see them clear the shoulder. Now, depending on the size of the person and the size of the sandbag, when they throw it over their shoulder, there might be a little bit that's hanging over the shoulder, right? And as long as they are tossing over and throwing it behind them, basically, rather than throwing over to the side, then that's fine. What we don't want is for them to pick it up and just kind of lean and dump it off to the side. It needs to go up and over as best they can, okay? So once he does 9, on his 9th rep, it has to fall on the ground behind him, and then he can pick it up one more time, and he's gonna do a carry, down and back. Same distance as the thruster carry. He can bare hug carry it, he can carry it on his shoulder, he can put it on his back, he can put it overhead. Doesn't matter to us, he just has to carry it and bring it back. When he brings it back, then he moves to 6, sandbag over the shoulder. Then it's another carry, and then 3 finishes with a carry, right? So, both athletes are gonna be working at the same time. One's doing thrusters, one's doing sandbags. Once they finish their work, they're then going to switch. So if Josh starts on the thruster, and let's say I start on the sandbag, he's gonna go through his thruster work. If he finishes before me, then he cannot move onto the sandbag until I finish the sandbag work, because there's only one sandbag at your station, right? So I need to finish. As soon as I'm done, then I can move to the dumbbells and Josh can move to the sandbag and then complete the allotted work. The workout is done when both people have finished, and we're taking the time for the last person to finish the work. Anything that I missed?
No, I don't mean to belabor these points, but bicep and ear, people get tired and they start driving out in front. They might be fully locked out, but they're out in front. So that wrist has to get over top of the head. Make sure you see that bicep and the ear. And then people get really excited and or tired because of competition. So they're driving up and you see them stepping and they're already coming back down. It has to be controlled. So If they're stepping around, it doesn't count. And then for the sandbag, I've seen it where they're coming over the top of the shoulder, but then they do the lean, like it went over the top of my shoulder, but now your shoulder's perpendicular to the ground. So they're going to try to kick their hip out and do one of those numbers like, yeah, I snuck under it really quick. That's not it.
I think the big thing for the sandbag too is if the sandbag lands next to them, then they didn't throw it over their shoulder. It came up and they kind of dumped it to the side. It should be landing, if I was doing the sandbag and throwing it over my shoulder, it should be fully behind me and I should have to turn around completely to get to the sandbag again. So that could be a good kind of visual for you as well. All right?
Style doesn't matter. Like if they stop and stall, one full motion, you'll see some birds just pick it up and throw it, and one's full. It doesn't matter as long as they're
Get it over your shoulder, throw it behind you, right? Now, because we have both athletes going at the same time, we need a judge for each, right? So instead of sticking with a person, you're going to be assigned to a piece of equipment. So there will be 2 clipboards at each station. One of the scorecards specifically has the sandbag reps and the sandbag carry on there, and the other one is the thruster. So if you are assigned to the sandbag, then when you are judging, if I'm the sandbag and Josh is the thruster, I'm gonna stay here at the sandbag portion. And my partner A is gonna do their sandbag work as I check them off. And then when they switch, this athlete is gonna leave me, go to the thruster, and I'm gonna get a new athlete, and then I'm going to just focus on the sandbag. So you're either a sandbag judge or you're a thruster judge. And you will know that when you get to the event and we will kind of assign that. Okay, so what does the scorecard look like? Got it? So I have them by column. So if you look up at the top, partner A, that's just the first person that you have. This is the sandbag scorecard. You have 9 sandbags over the shoulders. You can make your tally marks. Then you have your sandbag carry. The carry counts as 2 points once it's completed. 1 point for going down and 1 point for coming back. Then you have 6 sandbags over the shoulder. Tally away. Sandbag carry, 1 point for down, 1 point for back. 3, 1 point for down, 1 point for back. And then you are going to notate the time that they finished the work, right? Then they're going to switch. Now you have partner B, same thing, 9 carry, 6 carry, 3 carry, and then final time. You'll sign the bottom, athletes will sign the bottom. You stay at your station, we will have a scorecard runner come and pick up the station. That means each team is gonna have 2 scorecards, right? So the other one looks exactly the same, but this time it has 15 double dumbbell thruster. Same format, they're gonna do their carry. Same thing, right? Partner A, you're just gonna go down, notate the time. Partner B, you're gonna go down, notate the time. So it doesn't matter which judge you are, whether you're the thruster judge or the sandbag judge, the format is going to be the same. You have one person that you judge, then a different person that you're going to judge. The score runner will come and take both the score sheets to the scoring booth. Miss anything? That's it. So make sure you show up a little early for your for the event. At the event, we will answer more questions. We will walk you through where the carry is, and that's where we will kind of hit those last little details. But be sure to bring any questions that you have with it. Cool.